Have you ever noticed that the more detached you are from something happening, the more likely it is to happen, and the more attached you are to either something happening or to a person or to anything, the more you are likely to block that thing from happening? Now, in this video, I want to show you that whatever you want, if you were to let go of attachment around that thing, you increase the probable likelihood of that thing actually happening. And part of the main thing that this will help you do too is understand the power of vibrational resonance. Because ultimately, by the time you experience the reality you want to experience, it will become natural for you. Anything that's on a pedestal, there's resistance around. Anything you see as less than you, there's also a negative potential energy that's created. The key to you experiencing your dream reality is to have it be natural for your identity. It's not this awesome thing that happens. It actually feels normal. Now, this is also something I noticed that a lot of times people in my coaching and things like that, they'll be wanting to attract love. And what they'll do is they want to attract love, so they go out, they look for love, and they look for it, and they'll put themselves in situations and in places where there's possibility of finding love. And they're doing everything they think they should be doing to attract love, but they keep creating resistance. Now, what's funny is many times I will tell them to do the exact opposite. I tell them that instead of looking for love, just let it go. Just stop looking. You want to know how many times people say they attract love when they're not looking? A lot of the time. You rarely hear it was like, I was desperately looking for love and I went everywhere looking for love, and then I went to the gym looking for love, and then I finally met the love of my life. When does it normally happen? It happens when you're not looking. Because when you're not looking for it, you're not imposing and projecting that that thing is not here. It's like looking for your keys, and you're like, where are my keys? Where are my keys? And you go around looking for it everywhere. You look through the house, you look outside your house, you look in your car, you look everywhere for your keys to find out they're in your pocket. But because you believed it was somewhere else, you kept going somewhere else. It's the same thing when it comes to attracting love, and it's the same thing when it comes to vibrational resonance in general. You must become the version of you where it is natural for you. On YouTube for myself, I became the version of myself in 2017 that made daily videos, and it was natural for my sense of identity. It wasn't this cool thing that's on a pedestal. It was this thing that was natural for me. And because it was natural, I started to see a reflection in my life that began to shift. Now, the difference as well is in the energy of why you are doing it. Are you doing it to escape where you are? Are you doing it to avoid yourself from feeling certain emotions? Let's get a step deeper here. This is really the core of this video. If the idea is, I want to attract love, I want to attract love. Where is love? Where is love? Where is love? That may be like, I don't want to feel this emotion that I'm feeling. I don't want to feel this emotion I'm feeling. I don't want to feel this emotion I'm feeling. But the thing is when you let it be okay that you feel the emotion of someone else not being there, you then start to fall more in love with yourself, or you start to enjoy your life more. And what's a side effect of enjoying your life? What's a side effect of being present with your emotions? You are more present. You are more magnetic. Because ultimately, people can only meet you at where you are meeting yourself. And you attract people based on the way you are relating to yourself. So what's interesting is when you start loving yourself more by honoring your boundaries, by honoring what you want to do to fill up your cup, not believing that someone else needs to fill up your cup, you start to fill up your own cup and you start to treat yourself in a more positive way. What then ends up happening is you have a higher standard for the kind of people you attract into your life. And if they don't treat you this new empowered way you're treating yourself, then maybe they aren't meant to be in your life. So your standards begin to raise. Now, the thing to become aware of, though, is what emotion might you be avoiding feeling by wanting love and making it this external thing when really it's an internal thing? It's like if you look on social media and you're comparing yourself to other people and then feeling shame, broken, maybe there's something wrong with me because there's all these quote unquote perfect people on social media, many of which are using Photoshop and all these crazy Facetune things. So you're comparing yourself to someone else's highest level Facetune that looks real and then feeling not good enough. Now, the thing to become aware of here is that feeling of not feeling good enough, that shame, the belief there's something wrong with me. The more you let yourself be with that and you feel it, the more you heal it. The more courage you have to go into that emotion, the more confident you'll feel within yourself. Because when you feel emotions inside of your body, you allow them to come to the surface and then they dissipate. This is the thing that a lot of times in the law of attraction, people get mixed up. They think if I feel negative emotion, I'm going to attract something negative. But the thing is that's how I used to think, by the way. When I first learned the movie The Secret, it's like my thoughts create my reality. I don't want to think negative thoughts because if I think negative thoughts, I'm going to manifest something bad. But guess what? There's a naughty side of myself that was like, I'm going to think negative thoughts. So I'm going to think negative thoughts. What's happening? What's happening? As if like instantly something would manifest. Like instantly. But it was just this part of myself that was the rebel. Yeah. But the thing is once I allowed myself to feel what was coming up, it was like the energy would begin to dissipate. So people say, I'm just going to think better thoughts. So they avoid the feelings on the inside that's under the surface. It's still there. Like you will still attract people and situations into your life to reflect back that energy because it's inside of your body and it wants a form of resolve. It wants to release. So the thing to do is to feel it, to let it go, to heal it, to then you will begin frequency-wise raising your vibration to the level that is equal to what you want. But remember, stop avoiding feeling certain emotions. Maybe the thing, like if someone's addicted to social media and then they're feeling shame or there's something wrong with me or they're just distracting themselves from their emotions, regardless, there may be like an addiction to feeling not good enough because maybe that feels safe and familiar. So it's like, why am I so drawn to look at social media? Why am I so drawn to compare myself to other people? Because maybe somehow that energy has been familiarized. It's familiar, even though it feels painful and toxic. So the thing to become aware of is what is this energy? And can I begin letting this energy go? Can I get into the scary unknown of actually feeling enough? That's where things really begin to change, by the way, because you get in life a reflection of what you believe you're worthy of, but what is naturally worthy for you, not what is on a crazy pedestal. So one of the ways to decrease, it's called decreasing importance, comes from a book called Reality Transurfing. And the idea behind decreasing importance is that anything we make important, we put on a pedestal and we immediately make it less likely that we'll experience it. This is why letting go is one of the main keys. Now, how do you let go? How do you let go? Letting go is something that letting go, first off, may be hard to do. And the degree to which letting go is hard depends on the degree to which there's an attachment. Now, the attachment is something we cling onto, maybe because it's familiar to cling onto something. But also we believe that this thing is going to mean happiness. We believe that if we were to let go of this thing, it would be pain. But you know what's funny is when you let go of needing to attract love, you attract love. When you let go of needing money in abundance and you just start being you and you start like expressing yourself in the world, it comes as a reflection. When I used to sell women's shoes, the best days I had were not the days I was the most attached to people buying. Actually, the days I was more attached to people buying were the days people didn't buy. I'd find resistance wherever I went. But I very clearly remember the days I was in abundance. I would go into work and I would be in abundance. And it was like, I didn't care whether customers bought or not. And by having some momentum of other good sales, I guess, like 2 hours later, I'd be helping another customer and I would not care whether they bought or not. But what you want to know what was funny? The unattached energy I had it was like people would buy. It was crazy. And that's because when you're less attached, you're more magnetic. When you're less attached, you allow things to come through instead of trying to control it, but also there's less resistance. So letting go is about also realizing that the thing you think that if you get this relationship, you're going to be happy. But that's this fairy tale Disneyland way of looking at it. And I'm not saying that I think relationships ultimately are the best joy of life. It is like the main thing that makes life worth it. At the end of our life, we're not going to be on our deathbed like, I wish I would have made another this many dollars. No. So yeah, I wish I would have connected more with people in my life. However, if we believe that people be in a certain way, or we believe that they are our means to happiness, then what we end up doing is projecting onto them a whole bunch of resistance, a whole bunch of energy. We end up believing that they are the key to our happiness. But when you get into the relationship, eventually it will become normal, and there will be challenges in it, and those challenges will help you to love yourself and to love them more. You see the difference there? So a big part of the shift in energy is understanding that really what it is it's a skewed story. It's a skewed belief system that is causing you to be attached. To being attached to what people think, to being able to attach to what people can give you. And if you put the burden on other people, like they have to complete you, they need to give you and meet your needs, like maybe mom or dad didn't growing up, then you're giving them all this pressure, all this energy, all this resistance. And what I'm saying is to bring your energy back. Bring it back inside of your own body. Now, something I will be doing soon is breath work is the most powerful thing that has shifted my life. It is something where you breathe in a pattern. It's very easy to do. Emotions come up. You don't need to mentally analyze all the emotions. You feel it, and then you release the emotions, and you feel free. And I've seen tens of thousands of people go through my 21-day challenges before, and people transform from this, and it's always breathwork's the most powerful thing for people. Well, I'm going to be leading breathwork in my High Vibe Tribe community, which is completely free over the next 2 weeks. Also, High Vibe 101 is a $1,000 course I've given away for free in High Vibe Tribe. If you want to check it out, you can click the link below or go to aarondoughty.com/highvibetribe. But nonetheless, when you think of this, think of what emotions are you avoiding by being attached. See, that's the thing. People are attached to the story. Also, people are a lot of times attached to blame. So if you maybe blamed mom or dad growing up, and maybe things weren't fair growing up, then you might project that blame onto other people, that same story. This person's not coming around. This person's not choosing me. Well, guess what? That may have been an autopilot story from childhood. And if they're not choosing you, they're bad, or they're not, there's something wrong with them. And there's a story that feels safe to feel because it avoids feeling the energy of maybe shame, of I'm broken or there's something wrong with me. So a huge cure to you becoming the highest vibrational you is understanding that you must lean into the uncomfortable emotions and feel it to heal it. And then when you feel it to heal it, you allow the vibration to increase inside of your body. And what you also do is you allow yourself to realize that there's been a lot of misconceived notions. Like I believed I didn't have my keys and I had to go look for them. I believed that a relationship was going to complete me. And I believed that the money is going to give me all this happiness. When in fact, those things are just beliefs. You can feel the emotions inside of your body of what you want to create in your life right now by making the choice, by focusing on the areas of your life where you already have those things. You probably already have certain relationships in your life that are good, whether it's with a family member, friend, a coworker, a dog. You focus on that. Helps build the energy inside of your field. And this is why when you're in abundance, you attract a lot of abundant situations. Have you ever had it where you're in a high vibe state and you meet other people that are in a high vibe state and you have all these cool opportunities that come to you, but then when you're in a low vibe state, only certain people reach out to you. You find yourself in weird loops. It's all due to vibrational resonance. And when you let go and you start having fun as well, because there's a less heavy energy there, you find that you attract amazing opportunities into your life as a reflection. So understand that for this process of transformation, it's really about feeling it to heal it and that when you feel it, you allow a higher vibrational energy into your body, and it begins to change absolutely everything. And then you can focus more on understanding your own frame of reality, understanding, what do I want to do? Who am I? And as you start asking these questions, you realize that also the relationship you have with yourself is projected onto your relationships with other people. So if you really want to create powerful transformation in your life, focus on what is the relationship with yourself, and also what was the relationship with your family growing up. Because if you were to like draw a photo, almost like, maybe I'll do that in a different video where I'll actually do like a whole, let me know, comment below if you want me to do a whole entire like whiteboard drawing of this. But basically the idea is you have you and you have your family and different members of your family, but the relationship between you and them, the stories you develop between you and them, then become projected onto the world later on in life. So if you look at and you heal your relationship between mom and dad and you and your family, you begin to also heal your relationship with yourself. Because a lot of times the way you talk to yourself and the way you treat yourself may be what you think and believe you are worthy of and deserve from your family members and friends growing up. And when you heal that, you then start to be way more expressive out in the world. So if you want to learn more about this, by the way, this whole energy dynamic that I'm talking about, I talk about the still face experiment in a live event that I did recently. It's a YouTube video that I have where I show the mother-father child relationship, and the still face experiment. It'll completely change your life and the way you relate to yourself and other people. You can go ahead and watch this video right here. It will change your life.
So empaths, people that can feel other people's energy. This is both a superpower